And well, I don't know. For Mythic Seal,
Oke guys, tonton dapat buat perlawanan pertama pada hari yang ketiga. Selangor Giant OG menentang Mythic Seal di Myanmar. Dapat kita saksikan proyek utama di lane of door.
Roger, trust. He got it and they got the championship. Let's see if they can replicate with wins in this game number 1. It's
Mythic Seal kurang tadah badan. Ya, diorang banyak main kiting kot. Tapi still hard untuk diorang tu. Kalau main kiting, diorang Hero SRG banyak sisi tu. Cuma bila team fight memang menang besar dekat arah SRG lah. Cuma SRG kena alert, jangan apa orang cakap terikut rentak gameplay Mythic Seal. Sebab diorang main pick off, kemungkinan besar diorang akan banyak main 3-2. Dia akan pick off gerak. Team fight diorang susah guys.
Yeah, I feel like I'm watching out for the Roger. Like we haven't seen.
Adakah dengan Roger $1 juta Innocent ini akan bawa kemenangan pertama? Sama kita saksikan guys
which we did mention that the lineup from Mythic Seals does seem demanding, and if they don't get to pull off
Innocent dah macam lebih kurang Yum aku tengok
against SRG to prevent the snowballs from happening, then it's going to be very difficult for them to manage this Roger in the latter portions of the game. So I think that's what I'm watching out for in the first few minutes of this game.
Yeah, no purifies here for the side of Mythic
Betul
Seal.
ke guys? Ke aku perasaan aku je?
Even the Claude that you would expect Sprint Purify on has gone for another blink in to try to get close towards that back line. Mythic Seal just want to dive. That's what they want to do, right? The Cho, Juicin, 4 out of 5 picks want to dive. The CC's kind of like, I'm in the middle.
Ya dok. Set gitu
and you could expect that even their jungler would have to do that, because that's essentially what you need to expect from Lancelot in order to carry out what they need to do. So let's see who gets to pull off the more aggressive tempo in the start of this game, because I feel like even
itu nama dia bahagia.
You're not necessarily going to be able to convert it into kills just yet, but at least to manage the tempo would be a big part in how this game turns out.
Well, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the land of Dawn for game number 1. Mythic Seal versus Selangor Red Giants OG Esports. In a very brutal battle, I would say. You know, this is a battle for qualification to the knockout stage.
It's
tapi Zuxin ni akan mengganggu juga ni guys dekat fight nanti untuk Mythic Seal. Kerana memang susah laning phase lawan Cici.
Might have to risk their chance at getting into the knockout. So taking a quick look at the emblems,
kena press kat laning dia.
Mythic Seals,
the best solution ni untuk Kram nanti mage kena naik atas.
That's a damage line. That's a damage combination from the emblems we're seeing right there, together with the Master Assassin. Not the type of Claude.
As long dapat EXP dan gold guys. Ini guys. Contoh macam nak counter Cici. Dia bukan untuk korang buy one tau. Dia lebih ke arah korang main safe macam Kram ni. Mana yang tanya tadi.
Again, expecting to just brawl it out.
Selalunya kalau nak main kemas kan, turtle pertama ni baru fight guys.
If you think about it, like if they
Kram
keep
tak clear pun.
if they keep surprising SRG, then that might work
Kita
for
tunggu
them,
bini datang
because
kat ni.
SRG might have to set things up a bit if they want to start
Skin
the fights
Sayan
with
badang
either
berbaloi
China
ke
slash or
baloi
the
beli ke
setups
apa?
from you.
Ikut korang, kalau kau main badang berbaloi lah.
Even these skills, right?
Kalau korang tak main, korang collector pun still berbaloi. Tapi kalau korang tak main, memang maksa untuk dapatkan skin tu tidak boleh. Ni Kram penyabar orangnya. Ya.
Doesn't decide to go up top to take the mini wave to get level 4. Yums is very close to level 4.
Betul, tak lari. Ni selalunya pas dia flash, padang ulti, 4 kalinya first blood dia dapatkan, Cici dia ditumbangkan. Ni geng. Selalunya fight dekat objektif ni yang selalu ada kill. Flicker daripada Zuxin, 4 kalinya Kram digasak. Pada ulti lagi Yum.
Nampak from SURYADI. Selamat petang Kong.
Selamat petang. Bagainya Nico jadi tumbangkan Zuxin. Bagainya kemungkinan besar Mythic Seal tak contest turtle ni kerana bahagian turtle telah disecure oleh SRG OG. Ni mungkin diving. Itu dia. Cici dah mati 2 kali. Permainan yang baik untuk game pertama untuk SRG OG, dapat momentum. Risau jungle juga dicuri oleh SRG.
they literally did dive in because that's what we expected from them. It was just punish after punish, resulting in this early 3-0.
Manfaatkan semua guys. Jungle musuh kena rembat, tower atas dapat.
Still, it's Stormy
Sekarang ni Yum, dia dah rembat, dia tahu enemy akan cuba masuk buff dia. Dia secure dari situ dulu guys. Maknanya sekejap lagi rotasi SRG akan pergi ke goal lane guys. Wah, ni menang banyak tu SRG tu. Betul, dapat jungle musuh dapat, jungle dia pun dapat balik. Pusingan dia baik lah. Peluang cerah guys untuk SRG game pertama. I don't know. Isi dari mana? Dari mana? Myanmar. Mana nak cek kebab sedap tak? Apa lagi man? Dekat cyber man. Dah buka balik man. Dia lagi SRG gameplay tak macam kemarin. Iya tu. Betul juga. Mungkin sebab Sky demam kot. Demam naik unta. Dia jumpa unta sungai kot. Yeah, serius
decided to position themselves in that way, which gave easy access to SRG OG to commit to the fight, knowing that they also were somehow ahead, and now they're the ones limiting the movements from Mythic Seal. Potentially might even try to deny or even Ken in his farming, and this is what you don't like to happen as Mythic Seal, because you know the conditions of your lineup. And if you're the ones being constantly dived, then you're not able to do it anymore.
And you really don't want your CC to be behind. Same thing as the juice in. Now Cram again walks up. The conceal used up by SRG.
Betul. Yang kedua, yang ada perangan ni guys. Kalau Mythic Seal susah guys, serius. Kalau kau tanya aku pasti susah untuk dapatkan turtle ni. Pada slash, turtle kedua mudah dapatkan. Cici di poking habis-habisan kat sini. Masih lagi hidup. Venue terpaksa dibuka. Bawah boleh dapatkan oleh Cloud.
Did join that, so probably it was a way for Mythic Seal to get some trades courtesy of Zippy in the bottom lane.
Yum, kau tengok Yum. Benda-benda kecil ni guys. Dia tutup perjalanan Cloud untuk join teamfight ni. Dia dah dapat secure dua position. Pressure je guys, dapat mid. Ni semua ilmu duk guys. 5ML dah tak jerbu dah. Jerbu gak sikit duk. Patutnya pekat sikit gambar ni. Susah apa? Mythic Seal susah awak.
2.4, 2.5k, so they did drop it down a bit, but it also just could be because Selangor Red Giants.
Kalau SRG kalah game 1 ni pelik lah guys, dia pelik. Maknanya
So
ada tu disiplin yang tak baik ke apa ke. Mohon halal guna ilmu apa, ambil tu. Mana-mana yang nak buat tournament, benda-benda baik ni ambil tu. Tak ada objektif, jangan paksa guys. Itu je.
Especially as Boye, because even earlier, yes, he's able to somehow stand in front of the members of SRG, but none of his other teammates can do the same.
Untuk improve gameplay dekat rank pun boleh kan gunakan. Kalau lead siapa kuat, still SRG guys kalau kau tanya. Sebab lead confirm dah fokus team fight.
Because I mean, the backline axis is there either way, but you have to be wary of the potential ways that SRG can cancel you out.
Ini tinggalkan tahu pergi ke arah atas untuk respon dekat bahagian atas.
Like flies for Mythic Seal, their turrets, SRG sieging so well, utilizing the strong arm early game composition to get everything they want, and the snowball out of control. So far, 5 objectives taken, 3 structures, 2 neutral, and there's no response by Mythic Seal. They got a turret down below, but that's about it now. Cram with the final
slash. Pada Cram tak terkena. Tunggu kena reset dulu duk. Cram tak ada dash. Alamak, Sky banyak di sini man. Pasti lagi boleh keluar. Pick off. Kat atas Boye. Raging Duet dah dibuka. Pak gayanya. Posisi kurang baik untuk Mythic Seal. Dia ada follow up daripada Chow tadi. Chow jadi tumbangkan. Perfect turtle untuk SRG. Ini yang cakap guys. Nampak? Susah kan teamfight dia orang kan? Last hit turret bukan dapat tambahan gol ke? Iya. Dia macam ni guys. Kalau korang main, mana lebih penting kan? Last hit turret ataupun untuk backup teammate korang? The answer better is korang kena backup team korang. Sebab apa tau? Kalau member kau kurang maknanya mati daripada team fight, dia akan jadi rugi. Ni Senoki tak okey. Dia rugi sebab apa? Bila member kau mati, chances untuk enemy push ataupun curi resource jungle korang ada. Jadi kalau nak prioritikan member dulu guys. Sebab kalau kurang manpower macam-macam benda kau akan jadi rugi.
I understand the attempt or the intention of wanting to look for a setup, but the others just can't catch up. They can't keep up. They're being sold out too well by Cram, as you've mentioned earlier.
Sabar Mythic Seal now as SRG are controlling all the tempo on the map, and a big concern for Mythic Seal is the fact that they also just don't have damage.
Pada gentleman lagi, aku mana ada guys. Berkarat dah guys. Macam mana gentleman?
To be able to usually survive a normal 4-man dive on him.
Banyak MOU, ada slash. Ciao, mudah ditumbangkan.
From SRG, and Mythic Seal can only just get to the tier 1.
Boy, I couldn't do anything.
Oh, tapi SRG kan, dia kena hati-hati dengan split push tu. Sebab mobility enemy ni pun boleh tahan juga ni. Curi kiri kanan dia boleh main. Kelak boleh curi tower, last slot pun boleh split. Kena hati-hati lah. Kenapa Kram buat rom pa? Kram buat rom. Ni sebab dia banyak joint fight, dia tak fokus farm. Orang yang farm, dia akan bagi fokus ke arah Roger. Kalau tak Roger, mungkin Kimi. Pasti Unta mana sekarang? Kat Riyadh ni ha?
Might they have a chance, or would they want to risk it?
I mean, that's just the beauty of the Lancelot. You're so good at farming and maneuvering in jungles too that you get a lead either way when you're behind or ahead. That's why it's been able to
ni position baik juga untuk Mythic Seal. Ni macam ni aku cakap, nampak tak? Dia akan, kalau team fight ni kena hati-hati dengan Mythic Seal ni kalau dia main 3-2. Final slide pada Kram. Kram macam tak ada second skill. Ultimate badang baik. Blazing duet. Ni kena hati-hati ni guys. Tendangan daripada Chow jadi tumbangkan. Lemak cici lah flicker daripada Yum menyelamatkan teammate. Lot dia dapatkan oleh Skies menggunakan Flarein. Oh, ingin lebih Zippy. What in the world that you are thinking, my friend?
CP walks up, thought he would have the
Mana tak ada
BMI in
tak ada.
time, but
Saya
needs
tak
to
ada
respect
jantung.
Stormy and that mobilization. It was an attempt
ayam,
on the
guys.
steal too. Ken didn't want to fight for longer here because he wanted to get an angle to go for the retry steal, but unfortunately he timed it wrong, and I guess Skies
Itu
is just way too
fatal
clean with it.
mistake
Look
duk.
at this.
ZP
The gamble
tak tahu
by
kenapa
Ken
dia
throws out
pergi.
the thorn rose, it becomes
Macam
a
maksa gila.
on the
Dia nak ni
retry.
kot, Kram tu kot.
Held down the composure of the
Kena
Sky
stun
Prince.
lah.
Zippy,
Bengong tu
yeah.
kat situ guys. Tak dapat patah balik dekat battle mirror image.
That's Crimson
Bukan
Beacon.
sekali lah buat macam tu.
Yep, Cram gets to find Ken, but will still be
Ni
able
Ken
to
macam boleh bunuh.
counter his way out
Tak,
of
guys.
danger. But that was a very interesting
Alright.
decision made by
Sini
Zippy
Myanmar boleh
there.
bah. Myanmar.
I assume he knew that there were other
Keboja
members of
tu
SRG,
guys. Team.
but he
Apa nama
probably
team
didn't
tu lah?
expect
Lupa lah
that,
siapa.
Thought he could tap the BMI before that came out.
that they could hold him down before he
Rakan
got
tambahan
returned to
Pak
the
Cloud.
BMI.
Ya.
So now
Kurang
Mythic
respect.
Seal, in a very difficult spot, still at 0 kills for this entire game. And SRG
CFU.
might just get
tu
to
guys.
access all of their holy shields, or better yet, even take down
Terima kasih
an
infonya,
inhibitor turret
kawan-kawan.
away from Mythic Seal.
Look at the build, folks, for you guys who want to play the Roger in the gold lane. Oh, traction pulse, bringing Kun back.
Cici tu
He's
pasal muka
holding.
Vengeance.
The Lord will be cleared out here with the help of the Holy Shield.
That was already half HP for Kun.
baik.
But the final slash connects onto
Slash.
two, forces out the Crimson
Cici dah
Beacon.
ulti.
They didn't need to do much, but Mythic Seal already burned so many of their resources just to get away. Ken trying to defend, doing his
Dapat ni.
best, but they're just gonna settle for that inhibitor turret.
Kemas gila duk. Game satu ni.
Selangor Red Giants.
Mungkin lagi satu faktor draft kot. Memang susah untuk
Mythic
Mythic Seal. Tak tahu kenapa dia draft macam ni.
in the far lane, set up for the next neutral objective, and back away. There's really no unnecessary
tak ada Ina
risks
jadi
here
list.
from
Terus ke bang? Email, tak ada.
SRG. They can play it as clean as they can. 7-0,
Saya ayam.
by the way. Look at the damage dealt for
Ini basic-basic ilmu je guys, dapat bagi tahu.
4,000.
Mana yang baik ni ambil je.
620 damage. This is
Korang
why
share
the
jangan
Frederick
korang-korang.
Arlet combination is just so prio. Unless there's a Phobius open, and that's why SRG, they've done better housekeeping. They've banned out the Phobius, they've set up for this, and Mythic Seal just seems like they didn't really have a response to it. It looked
Sebab
like
tak
they
ada
were
objektif kat
building
situ
to
kan, buat apa
response, but the last two
nak beraya
were
kat
more of
situ
like
kan,
a,
betul tak?
Aight, let's get more dive.
Kerja kena
instead
buff
of
ke?
actually responding to
Ya,
this
tak salah aku,
crazy
guys.
threat that is the Arlet.
There's no one stopping SRG OG from
Bukan game apa lepas ni, Pak? Mungkin TLPH lawan Onyx tu. Patut aku gone sekejap, guys. Ceritakan apa yang aku patut.
Cautious game from Innocent. It's not the type of Roger who just keeps going in. It's more of the cleanup type of Roger, which is why Mythic Seals, it seems like they just try to do so much, burn so much of their resources even before these crucial heroes of SRG OG get to join the fight. But now they might actually try to do something else. Ken spots out Stormy there, tries to go for him, but there are too many members of SRG trying to protect him at that point.
Semalam aku dengar macam masih better dia punya sound apa semua. Tak tahu hari ni kan, kita tengok macam mana jadi. Sebab aku priority kan kat sini, sebab dia orang kat sini tau. Jadi quality dia kau dapat kat sini punya. Final slash. Chow mendapatkan cramp. Akan tapi Fredrin ditumbangkan. Sky's down. Chow down.
Mythic Seal are finally on the board after 14 minutes in the land of
banyak agak Sky receive damage dia. Send back.
One-sided for SRG is now turning things around. Traction pulls the final
slash. Oh, ni mati ni. Cici ni. Alamak, terikat pula member. Garu Innocent. Baik Innocent. Roger $1 juta ke, guys? Dia macam mati. Allah, motor pecah. Ada backup daripada Stormy.
But it's a disengage for now.
Rejan. Reset.
5,000 gold lead now. Selangor Red Giants OG Esports are left with. They had a massive lead, 7-0. You would not expect a team fight to go the way that it did.
Mythic Seal
are somehow fighting back.
Realistically kalau daripada aku TLPH. Tapi tak tahu lah momentum Onyx mana tahu kan. Tiba-tiba berkobar-kobar kan. Tak ada El Kumar kan. Mana tu peluang cerah. Onyx kuat tu kan. Bukan tak kuat tu tapi tak tahu. Kadang-kadang itu artu manusia kan.
They're holding on to it for now, Nico. Already using the Crimson Beacon, a conceal from Boye as well. He seems to be looking for a target, but everyone's just sticking together. So the conceal's over for now, but Mythic Seal, they're doing a great job at holding.
Wave bawah tu menang SRG tu.
At this point, ever since they did that somehow of that sandwich play.
Bawah tolak.
SRG, they seem to be a lot more cautious now.
Stormy kena hati-hati.
Boye already forced to use the way of the dragon. So could this be?
Garu!
Signature pick, a Lycan pounce, time to perfection for Innocent. Boye.
Final slash tak kena. Chow down. Kan susah hidup Chow ni. 050 gila guys. Peluang cerah untuk SRG mendapatkan lot. Mungkin game ni boleh jadi tutup dah guys. Second lot push ni. Apa je high ground orang tak ada. Harapkan blazing duet mini masuk macam susah. Baru. Wow.
The Lycan pounce, the chase. We've seen so many unique interactions with the Lycan pounce. Just
mid telah pun dipush oleh SRG sekarang ni.
This was the most unfortunate one, especially for Mythic Seal in this game. And now
sebelum lot masuk guys. Betul ke? Mid dah dapat. Ni aku rasa boleh peluang cerah untuk SRG tutup game.
And now Mythic Seal are back in their base, but while we were focused on the replay, a base turret in the mid lane actually fell down. So that's another big super minion wave that will be coming down with the enhanced Lord minions. Rose Gold Meteor. That's a Rose Gold dog for Krem. Okay, has the Immortality tool. He has that Fury Hammer. At this point, I would just personally build it towards 100 strike or Blood Hepties. Can do damage.
Krem.
Whoa, Krem actually catches up. Traction pulse won't connect, but Boye already using the Jeet Kundo. The other members of Mythic Seals just trying to deal with the Lord for now, especially Zippy. But Stormy, he has his high sets on Zippy. Will they actually defend this though? They're somehow able to deal with the Lord and Krem. He's looking very low, but still gets to catch the
Krem pecah motor. Flicker daripada Chow. Drum down. Sky's down. Hati-hati tu. Sakitnya benjanya. Defensif yang baik daripada Mythic Seal. Dan tak dapat ruang guys untuk masuk.
SRG Krem, he tapped so much damage. And Sekai's as well. I feel like I feel like that was enough time for Mythic Seal to actually capitalize on the way they were already near the base. They had their base turret right there, and that their damage dealers were already farmed up. So they've extended this fight yet again, 18 minutes into this game. Even despite that very dominant start from SRG, 0 kills for Mythic Seals up until the 11-minute mark or
Koyok
so.
tu rasa
Now
apa
things
kat
have
tangan pro player tu.
completely
Kau pergi beli koyok.
changed.
Nanti kau tahu rasa apa.
Already at
Rasa
equilibrium.
bersalah ke, rasa duit
In
keluar
terms
ke.
of items, in terms of the gold advantage, I agree with you. There's not really that big of
Kau nak
an
describe tu?
advantage anymore for SRG. But
Berangin ke?
the lane dominance is definitely still for SRG. They have those 2 base turrets, and fortunately for them, it's still the far lane, so they can still play with that. But yeah, they don't really have anyone that can stay in the side lane to capitalize on that fact. It's more of a
Conceal
forced
daripada
error.
Chow.
Ken walks up, boy is there too.
Oh, the
masing-masing check Innocent. Innocent ni tendang.
Gets to
Di cover oleh Yum. Baik tu Yum.
Gets to dash away, however, but
Blazing
Ken is
duet.
the first to fall. Blazing duet also already committed, but the damage, you can already see it coming. Stormy!
Shut down. Ken
Why
down.
was he there? Now Nico goes in with the Crimson Beacon. They try to chase
They're
after
split up.
Boye,
Innocent paksa
though,
menggunakan
but
flicker.
Innocent and Sekai's, they have to keep themselves alive.
They will be able to. Good run away now. Innocent has
Chow
the
down.
GDS too, so that's additional movement speed. But now they're going to go for the cut onto Cram. No, they have to play it safe. It's an Evolved Lord that has spawned in the game. If they lose here,
Satu
the
untuk
team fight,
dua.
they get wiped here. They're done. They have to go back to the waves to manage it for Ken to respawn back in time. And again, Mythic Seal, they've just been taking gambles every single team fight. Ken has been going for some big plays with Boye, and so far it has not worked out. The one time
Cici
it
dah
will,
mula
or
jadi
the
ni,
one
guys.
time it can in the future, it will be bad for SRG, but that's why now they're just going to go for the blitz on the Lord while they have the advantage.
Oh, they're trying to burst it
Final
down. Final
slash.
slash committed onto Nico. There's the Crimson Beacon though, and Zippy, he'll
Lord
try
dia
to
dapat
contest
kau oleh
it,
Sky
but
dengan
just
mudah.
in time, the Appraiser's Wrath and the
Cici
Retribution will
menzoning dua
secure
player,
the
Kram
Lord,
dan juga
but
Yum.
they still try to engage in a
Dan
fight.
Slot datang.
Action Pulse already committed. Stormy is also back in the game, so they just steal away the purple buff, and now they go back to
Ini guys kan,
defending.
kalau kat rank ni dah kena macam bantai ni guys.
Into the mid lane.
Dah pecah apa semua ni kan.
Yes, they weren't able to get the Lord
Defensive
with
Seal
SRG
baik
with
tu.
a massive win again around the neutral objectives. But Mythic Seal with that fight, they kind of forced SRG to not clear the waves in the side, to not set up for the wave. It's an Evolved Lord though, so they could just fight with it.
Oh
Let's see
iya
how
jugalah.
Mythic Seal
Sky pun
defends
susah
this
juga
one.
nak masuk sebab
Mythic
tak ada
Seal already
staking
using
kan.
the play. Stormy gunning them down. Lord held by Nico.
Oh, they go
Yung
for it,
gunakan
but
ulti,
instead,
Cici dah buka Vengeance, dah juga
Ken and
buka
the other
ulti.
members just try to deal with the Lord. They don't make anything out of the fist break, fist crack. So
Aduh,
that just allows
rugi
Mythic
tu.
Seals to defend this game once again.
Again, that's what I was saying. For the people back at home, Mythic Seal, yes, couldn't
Mencari
fight for
ruang
the
ni.
Lord. Ken was still down. He had to respawn in the game for them to have a chance at out-retreating Skies. But they went in for the fight. They stopped them from going in to
Slot
capitalize.
masuk.
And now Ken, oh, Cram goes
Ulti
fast
flicker
rush.
Zippy.
Oh, they fight Zippy. He's forced to retreat for now, but Ken still goes.
Ui, sakit
for
tu.
the members of SRDOG. They like have to escape for now.
Yung
because
pecah
Mythic Seals are
immortal.
running him down.
Alamak, Stormy down. Kena Black Armor tu. Masyarakat. Allah, Sky's down. Oi guys, game 1 kurang baik guys. Ah.
It doesn't seem like it's possible. Innocent is
Slash.
waiting in the bush, and that might
jangan bawa kat
actually
Innocent.
stop it from recalling. He stops it again. Oh no, Kun still there, holding his ground. Innocent, he's walking back into the jungle. It's not safe enough. This battle is going on for so long.
Oh, Innocent nak split. Innocent nak split.
Innocent's going for the end.
He's
Tapi
trying to
Zusin
make a
perasan tu.
play here, but he's up against
Wah,
three
GG
members
guys.
of Mythic
Kurang
Seal.
disiplin
One
siap, kena
touch
comeback
down
gila.
the mid lane, and there are
Baik
people
tu,
from
defensive Mythic Seal.
to actually
GG tu.
defend it. After 21
Wah,
minutes,
what in the
Mythic Seal
world?
turn things around.
Kalah yang pelik guys eh. Wah. Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, unexpected. Game yang pertama dimenangkan oleh Mythic Seal. Wah, GG. Wah, sabaran yang baik tu. OMG. Congratulations to Mythic Seal, comeback stronger untuk second game untuk SRG. Let's go guys.
You can always count